What's the spirit of Diana? The spirit of Diana is the spirit of a hunter. The spirit of catch me if you can. I'm not going to let you catch me. A true friend does not play mind games. That's the spirit of Diana. You don't play mind games with your friend. You'll be straightforward. You know that this is coming from God. And if they are not coming from God, you need to put a quick stop. What did I say? A quick stop. Yeah, you heard me right. Quick stop. Quick stop to the advancement of such a friendship. Number 3, you need trust. Number 4, you need integrity. Number 5, you need truthfulness. And number 6, you need to be loyal to each other. In other words, I'm not going to let you speak evil about my friend. You're not going to tear my friend down. Now, while I'm listening to you, I'm going to have to give you a caution. I'll give you a yellow card. And if you break my yellow card, you transgress on disrespecting my friend, I'm gonna have to give you a red card. That's the way it is. I'll show you the door. Now I'll tell you I gotta go now. I'm sorry. Put the phone down. I'm gonna have to go now. If you don't, I'll hang up on you. That's what it means. I have to be loyal to my friends. Such like you also have to be loyal to your friends and to common causes and to common interests. Friendship deepen roots when these variables are also incorporated. What roots do you deepen when you incorporate these variables? Number 7, timely openness. Timely openness. Number 8, mutual sincerity, respect, and admiration, and never forgetting the impact of God bringing you together. And number 9, the ability and willingness to inject fun and laughter into your lives, laughing together with and at each other. If your heart possesses these fundamental basics, and these are the 9 basics, and I'll go over them very quickly or very gently and slowly with you now. If your heart possesses these fundamental basics, you will not fail to naturally draw and magnetize people's hearts. So what are these basic things that you need? Number 1, you need to acknowledge the source who is the facilitator of this, your friendship. Is this from God or is this from the devil? You need to know which camp this is coming from. Number 2, you need knowledge about your friend. You need to get to know them gradually by open-handed communication. And number 3, trust. Number 4, integrity. Number 5, truthfulness and loyalty to the common causes and interests. Number 6, timely openness. And 7, mutual sincerity, respect, and admiration. Number 8, the ability and willingness to inject fun and laughter into your lives, laughing with each other and laughing at each other. I mean, I cannot tell you the extent to which my friends, my very close friends, I haven't got so many friends, but the very few friends that God has brought in my life, and we are very much, closely, knit together. I can't tell you what we say when you are not listening. Okay, so but if your hearts are going to be joined together in godly friendship, these are the basic fundamental things that you will need to make your friendship grow. Now I go over to growing gracefully into the different seasons of friendship. As your friendship begins to grow, definitely there will be adjustments here and there. You notice this is happening, that is happening, work commitment, a new child has come, and things like that, and the demands of life and nature will begin to tug at your friend and your friendship and tug at you as well. So you will begin to notice that you begin to settle down. You've trusted each other now. You have integrity. Your word is your bond. When you say yes, it's a yes. When you say no, it's a no. There is nothing to be afraid of no more. You are now family. I mean, I have one of my very good friends. He's right there in Ontario in Canada. Dr. Alden Taylor, anytime we call, he goes, we're family, we're family. I say, that's right, we're family, we're God's family. And when you begin to know that, you can talk to each other, you can send a text to each other, hey, when am I going to catch you up? When am I going to find you? We can talk sometime and pray in the middle of the night. That's the way we do it. And we don't have to follow a set protocol no more. That's what I'm trying to get at, that when you begin to grow with your friend, you have trust, mutual respect. There is nothing to be afraid of anymore. You know that they got your heart, they got your back, and you got theirs. They trust you. They can reach out to you at any time. They know that when they reach out to you, you're going to respond at any time to them. It don't matter once you're awake and it's time. Now, if you haven't heard from them for a short while, I'm the kind of guy that go look for you. I'll go find you. I'm the son of the good shepherd. The good shepherd looks for his friend when he can't find his friend. I'll go look for you. I'll ring you up. I'll be the first one to call you. I'll be the first one to say, hey, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Why haven't you called me? That's the way it is with me and my friends. And I really want to thank God for each of you that are friendly with our ministry. I pray today that God will use this message to bless your heart. Now, growing gracefully into the different seasons of friendship. Friendship, like other endeavors of life, has its due seasons. As your friendship settles and tangles roots with the soil of the other person's heart, you will soon realize that it requires much more than just the basics of the spring season of discovering each other to blossom and to bear fruits. Grow, therefore, deepening roots through the spring into the summer season of friendship, keeping the richness, health, and vitality of your friendship soils with such additives. In that wise, you need to begin now to add soil additives to the potted plant of your friendship. What additives are you needing to begin to add to your friendship in such times that your friendship seasons begin to transition and change from one to the other? Number 1, vulnerability. Number 2, transparency. Number 3, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Number 4, tact. And number 5, selflessness. And in the fall or the wintry seasons of your friendships, keep handy such regrowth. I call this regrowth additives, such as forgiveness, sensitivity to each other's needs or lack, exchange of gifts, redefining boundaries, and keeping within such boundaries the ability to lovingly confront wrongs with the aim of restoration. And lastly, a wholesome demonstration of a genuine sense of dedication. You'll be dedicated to your friends. This will prepare both hearts and readiness to usher in the spring season, that is the season of bloom, to your potted friendly seedling. Now let's quickly discuss each of these additives. The first one is the vulnerability originating from genuine and godly openness. When someone has a secret agenda or a hidden impure motive for desiring friendship, the first tool that they will deploy is to hold out. They will hold out. They will hold back. Undue restraint of self from being discovered and or holding out useful pieces of information that would potentially help the other party to determine whether or not they will want to further desire friendship becomes a deliberate ploy at self-preservation. Some other times, people who have suffered rejection, emotional or physical wounds due to abuse usually have a huge task of opening up to new friendship or friendships that could potentially bring them blessings. They may not be able to afford being vulnerable. Vulnerability is that quintessential ingredient necessary for a true and effective bonding in all friendships. Yet, it is the super glue that most friendships do lack. You need to begin to get vulnerable. You begin to get intimate. I'm talking about godly intimate. I'm not talking about sexual intimacy. I'm talking about friendship today. I'm not talking about a male-female relationship. I'm talking about, the into me, come and see. That's intimacy. Come and see. Come and see how rough I am. Come and see how easy I am. Come and see how hard I could be. Come and see how strong I am. And come and see how weak I am. These are the things that you need to begin to show to your friend. Now, if your friend lacks either the ability or the willingness to become vulnerable with you, put into practice these 4 suggestions. So if you have somebody who is trying to hold out, hold back, keep themselves away from being hurt because they've been hurt before, and that's quite normal, that's quite okay. That some people may not feel okay to open up to you, and that's a good sign to me that you don't want to be my friend. Because if you want to be my friend, I'm not going to laugh at you when I discover your scars. I'm not going to laugh at you when I discover the scars that you wear on your back. The face is good, the front is good, but what about your backside? I'm not even talking about your physical backside. I'm talking about the back of your mind. I'm talking about your mind, your life, your past life. I'm not going to be laughing at you when you tell me things like this. But if your friend is not willing to open up, if you put into practice these suggestions, there are 4 of them that I'm going to give to you freely from my book, Appreciable Gifts. And thank God for the grace to have written such a wonderful book as this. It's selling all over the world. You can reach out for a copy of this from www.harvestways.org. We are quite safe. Paul's Publishing House will deliver the world to you. Wherever you are in the world, we will supply the book freely for you. Not freely, we will supply you. If you want to make a purchase, an order of this book, you go to harvestways.org. God have mercy on me. Free things all the time. Christians like free things all the time, don't they? They won't be your friend for long if they like free things all the time. I tell you that, because they ain't going to give you their own thing freely, but they want yours very freely. But I'm sharing together with you today to help because of the volume of notes that we are receiving and indirectly asking us to talk about friendship. And we see things going on, we notice things going on, and even in marriages, you be your mate's friend to have a wonderful, long-lasting relationship in marriage. Now, so if your friend is not trying to open up, what you try to do is that you put into practice these 4 suggestions. Number 1, be mindful of an appropriate timing to raise an inquiry. Be mindful of the time to ask them. Search the depths of your heart if indeed it was the right timing for you to know the reason behind their holding out. Second, ensure your emotional preparedness and wholeness. Okay, listen to this now because it's getting critical. You make sure that you ensure your emotional preparedness and wholeness. Ensure that you're emotionally whole and sound and wouldn't react with a flinch or a surprised look or a hurt or a rejection to their story should they judge it okay to open up to you. When people open up to you and you flinch, you react, you nod your head, go, okay, your eyes open real big, or you can't handle it, you'll damage them. They won't open to you next time. So you make sure, is it the right time for me to ask this question? And if I'm asking this question, am I ready for what they may want to tell me? If you're not ready to handle these, it's good for you to not ask. Make sure you do not laugh at them either. Most times when the issue of non-vulnerability are evolved, the vulnerable first shares a slight introduction. That's what they usually first do. When somebody is vulnerable and they want to trust you, they won't tell you everything. They just give you a snippet. They give you a sneak preview. Based on your reaction to their sneak preview, will either encourage them or discourage them from sharing with you later on. So the first introduction, and you sit back and they sit back and watch your reactions, and using those reactions as gauges to ascertain your readiness or unreadiness for the news proper at 9 o'clock, the news proper that they've got for your ears only. While you prompt your entire being in readiness to listen and learn, again, please do not laugh at them. Do not laugh at them. Neither wear a smiley face. It's annoying when people are trying to get real with you, and then you go, right? Now, it's not going to work. You're going to be disdaining them. You're going to belittle them. Don't do that. Get a firm hold of your posture, that you do not appear as uptight either, or as to convey an attitude of irreverence or the looks of an overt seriousness. Really? Really? Don't have to do that. Just be real. Be yourself. You don't have to put on looks of overt seriousness that will make you sound and look and appear as false and imitative. Third, do not resort to pressure tactics. Do not resort to pressure tactics. Never demand, neither pressurize anyone to become vulnerable with you. Rather, nurture them with plenty of trust and reassurances that have originated from a true, sincere, friendly heart of prayer. You begin to pray for your friend. Begin to pray for them. I have always reassured my new acquaintances that I am a genuine minister of God, and I wouldn't take advantage. Didn't I say that earlier on? Wouldn't take advantage of your weaknesses, nor will I let you take advantage of me. Now, that's the serious side. I'm not going to take advantage of you, but I'm not going to let you either take advantage of me. You may want to declare likewise that kind of sincerity to your new friend. Beware, such honesty and sincerity will either freak some people out or draw some people close to you. And lastly, if your friend is not opening up to you, the fourth suggestion that I'm suggesting to you today to engage is patience and calmness. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's happening in their world. So you be patient and you be calm. Patience and calmness are virtues that come with soul discipline. No human being was born with an automatic propensity to be patient. We are not born to be patient, folks. Like all virtues, you have to learn to cultivate patience. When you've demonstrated virtues that you intrinsically possess, it will be difficult. It wouldn't be difficult for you to win the heart of your friend. When you are calm, when you are patient, and you've demonstrated that you're a disciplined person, by the grace of God, I love discipline. I love to discipline myself. I love to speak to my spirit. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 9, I keep my body under subjection. That's discipline. I keep my body under subjection. In the book of Acts in chapter 19, Paul purposed, the Bible says, in his heart to go to Jerusalem. He purposed in his spirit. He spoke to his spirit. He disciplined himself. So, number one, we read in such times of additives to add to your friendship, vulnerability that originates from genuine and godly openness. The second one, I said, if your friend doesn't want to be open with you, you begin to tactfully and prayerfully consider putting those four additives as suggestions to them. Be mindful of appropriate timing to raise an inquiry. Number two, be sure that you are emotionally well matured and prepared and you are whole. Third, do not use pressure tactics. And fourth, make sure that you engage calmness and patience. So number two, after the second additive that you're going to add onto your soil of friendship. Number one is vulnerability, and under vulnerability, I've given you 4 suggestions that you can engage if your friend is not making efforts to open to you. The second one that you will have to engage is transparency and honesty, which should not be employed as control mechanisms. It's very possible that you can be transparent just for the reason of control. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Subtly, you can be transparent for the reason of controlling people. You don't want to do that. Control is a spirit of witchcraft. It's demonic. It's witchcraft. Control is witchcraft. And so you want to be very careful that you are not going to use this as control mechanisms. Some people within the very first minutes of your first meeting them have narrated to you all of their victories, sorrows, and woes. You hardly could understand why they seem to lack an ounce of discretion. The reason for their display of foolhardiness is not far-fetched. Most oftentimes, people who lack discretion, setting a guard over their mouths, over their hearts, are either psychologically or pathologically impaired. Now I'll read that again. The very reason for the display of foolhardiness is not far-fetched. Most times, people who lack discretion, that is, setting a guard over their hearts, are either psychologically or pathologically impaired. Except again, they are relationship control freaks. Theirs is an unhealthy transparency, the style of most friendship fraudsters. Healthy minds, on the other hand, steer a mile and a post clear of manipulation. I said that earlier on. Manipulation is witchcraft. You steer clear of it. They just know when to open up or to close up. It's not all the time. You're going to have to start talking. If you talk too much at me the first time we meet, you're likely going to drive me crazy. You're likely going to drive me off. And you wouldn't know it, but I'll let you do all the talking. And after you finish talking, my heart will just begin to move away from you because of these same reasons that we found, or psychologists have found to be true over a period of study and period of time. Wise people know when to open up and when to shut up or close up. They are honest to a fault without any inhibiting fears of recrimination or remonstration. Third, knowledge, wisdom, tact, and understanding. With wisdom, ask questions in order to gain insight into your friend's personality. Do not assume that you know them. Do not assume an answer. If your friend is shy, thus not asking questions, and by the way, shyness is another way to know or recognize somebody who is very proud. I'm just very shy. I just don't want to hurt you. That's not true. Bible says that God has not created human beings as spirits of fear or spirits of shyness. You say, I'm just shy. It's because you are very self-conscious. It's because you are proud of yourself. You may not see it that way, but that's exactly the way it is. When you say you're shy, you're a proud person. If God says to you to say something, you don't have to be shy to say it. And if you are shy, you should ask God for the spirit of power, the spirit of a sound mind, the spirit that drives away the spirit of timidity. You are not a timid person. You are not a shy person. You are called by God, created by God, to be real, to be you. Somebody like you, they don't like you. Just be yourself. So with wisdom, you begin to ask questions in order to gain insight into the personality of your friend. If your friend is shy, thus not asking questions, that might be a signal to you that they will prefer the option of a provision of leading questions. Listen to this now. Like a leash affording a new pet keeper or owner the rare privilege of dictating safe or convenient boundaries within which the pet may explore, leading questions afford you the rare privilege of setting the pace. That's what they do. Leading questions set the pace or dictate the parameters of discovery you are willing to avail your new shy friend. Leading questions are primarily designed to draw out a person's or people's intents. They gently goad towards an inclination. There is absolutely no wrong done when you gently prod an acquaintance with such questions as, I am just wondering if you want to wear a wristwatch because of its corrosive impact on you, or because you have an allergy against wearing any band around your wrist. That's a leading question. When you ask that kind of question, they go, oh, it's because I don't have I can afford to buy one. Or it's because my skin is sensitive to gold, or sensitive. I can only wear sterling or silver sterling wristwatch or wristband. Then you will pause, using their response as an efficient gauge to measure their responsiveness. If after throwing your icebreaker, they still wouldn't budge, it could be that they are the analytic minded personality. They are analytic. They keep quiet. One of my kids is very analytical minded. When he was younger, he'll look at you, and make up his mind. And most often times, 97% of the time, he was always wrong. I think that came with intuition, the gift of self-knowing, the gift of knowing. It's a gift of God. And if you have kids in your house also, it may also help you to know who is a true friend. Oh, kids can easily tell whether that person has come. Oh, they come. Oh, mama. Oh, dada. They come to harm you, or they come to take away from you what you got. My kids talk to me all the time. 97% of the time, I'm telling you, yeah, they've been right. On the other hand, if your friend keeps rebutting your efforts or attempts at encouraging them to open up over time, it could mean that they do not desire friendship with you.